Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing really well. If this is your first time here, I'm Lindy Peters and I'm a financial coach. So today we are going to talk about small business budget planning. Now this is a key component in any organization to drive your financial future. But a lot of businesses ask, where do we start and how do we improve our budget? Tip number 1, understanding what the business budget really is. Unlike your home budget, with a business budget, you don't account for every single penny. This is an overall budget to see what do you need in each department or what resources you need for specific things like your mortgage or rent, utilities, or everything like that. So this will give you a nice overview of where your money actually go every month, and this will help you to make decisions of future improvements you want to make, or where you can do cutbacks where unnecessary money is wasted. When creating a budget, it's really important to start it off with the right mindset. If you don't have the right mindset, you will not be creating a great budget, and this will not give you the overview that you would need to be able to take the company into the future and make good financial decisions on where you want to go. Because if you don't have a good budget, you can't really make any improvements and you don't have a proper overview of your company. Tip number 2, understanding your industry. Now, before you start your budget, you need to have a look at your industry and decide what type of budget is it you need. Do you need a yearly budget, a quarterly budget, or a monthly budget? Because it all depends on your industry. Is it a seasonal industry? Does it only run properly for certain times of the year? So what times do your sales actually come in? Is it one that runs the whole year through? So it all depends on what industry are you in and what requirements do you have for your industry. It's also a good idea to have a look at what new legislation will be coming in about workers' hours, about healthcare, or anything else that's coming into your industry in the next year to come before you start your budget. Because all of this will have an impact on the budget and how much do you need to set aside for each department, depending on how many departments you have and how many employees you have as well. If you're getting value so far, please give me a thumbs up to let me know. Tip number 3, being realistic. It's really important to make sure that you are realistic with your budget and your target. You don't want to set a sales target that's 3 times the amount of the previous year, and then you end up buying stock that's going to be standing in your warehouse or your store that is 3 times what you normally sell, and then end up having to pay your suppliers money that you actually didn't have because you didn't have the sales. So it's really important to make sure you set a proper target. If your sales team do reach the targets that you set for them, then you need to up your levels for purchasing so that you never run out of stock and your customers never not have what they need. But it's also a very fine line between those two. It's really important that you make sure that you don't have too much stock, but it's also important to have enough stock so that your customers never have to wait and they get good customer service. Tip number 4, the unknown. Just like at a home, your budget in a business, there's always going to be things you don't know. So it's good to plan for the unknown and have money set aside for anything to happen. So you don't want to overstretch your budget too much that there isn't any room for any problems turning up, because you don't know what's going to happen in the next year, the next month, or the next quarter. You don't know if there's anything big that's going to happen that you need to pay for. You don't know everything. Just like with your home budget, things go wrong in a business and you need to plan and be prepared for those type of things. If you are able to have a little bit of an emergency fund, just like with a home budget, that is great. Otherwise, just make sure that you do budget in for the unknown in your budget, so if something does happen, that you have the funds available to sort out your problems. Tip number 5, being flexible. Just like with your home budget, it's very healthy for a business to have a look at its budget on a regular basis. Because when you set up your budget for the year, there's a lot of things you don't know. And as the year progresses, your unknowns become more known, because things tend to happen. You see if there's problems, and as the year goes on, your knowledge of what is happening in the year becomes a lot more. So it's always good to have a look at your budget throughout the year and amend it as needed for changes as and when they happen, because a budget is a moving thing, just like a business, just like anything in life. There's nothing set in stone. It's always evolving depending on how good the business is doing, how bad the business is doing, and what other influences is causing problems in the business that you couldn't plan for, that you didn't know at the time of making your budget. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell so that you know when I release my next video. If you would like some one-to-one help, I'll leave a link in the comments below for you to give me a call. Please leave any topic request or any questions for me in the comments below, and I'll get back to you personally. Have a lovely day, guys. Bye!